talk about ghosts for a minute because even if you don't believe in them, at some point in your life, you are going to experience spirits around you. It is undeniable. It's going to happen. Now, TV and movies are great for entertainment. But if you're looking for spiritual advice, you probably want to go to someone who actually has experience. I've been doing this for 29 years. I was born with the gift of seeing spirits, and I am so passionate about taking the fear out of interacting with ghosts and spirits and making it fun, enjoyable, simple, and safe because being safe is the most important thing. Because even if you believe them or don't believe them, spirits can impact you and change your life. So you definitely want to be cautious and make sure you protect yourself. But in reality, spirits and ghosts are just people. Think about that for a second, right? So TV is great for scary stuff and entertainment, but you really wouldn't want someone going and taunting and swearing and just being really, really mean to like your mom or your grandma. But that's what these shows are doing, right? Because a lot of the time it's just people. So I just want to get a little bit clear on what you need to kind of be aware of. Because even if you are new to ghosts, new to experiencing spirits, it can be scary, right? It can be like, oh my gosh, I hear footsteps, I hear talking, the door open, all that kind of stuff. But if you sit back and think about it, is that really truly scary? A door opening, isn't that scary? Hearing footsteps, isn't that scary? Get up, go check it out. Go make sure there's actually no one physically in your house because we definitely want to be safe. But really, that's not that scary. So kind of just go, oh, it's just a person. It's just a person. So I always recommend absolutely everyone that I know to surround themselves with the white light of the Holy Spirit. Now, let me tell you, this is really just surrounding yourself with love. So if you are not a believer in God or anything like that, this will still work for you because I got a secret. It doesn't matter if you believe or not. It's still going to work. Source is running through you, is running through everything. So it's basically just, dear God, please surround me with the white light of the Holy Spirit and protect me from any and all negativity. Myself personally, I like to include my family, right? So I name my husband, my son, my dog, just to make sure they're safe too. But I say it every night when I go to bed and I say it in my head. So you don't even have to feel like a crazy person and nobody's going to even know you're doing it. But it's really going to keep you safe from unknown spirits, ghosts, negative people, negative circumstances. So it's a really, really full covering prayer that you can use to kind of keep you safe as you walk through life. So start saying that every night when you go to bed, and it will protect you from anything. But when you do feel spirits, see a ghost, experience that instant fear when the door opens and there's nobody there, sit back and really, I want you to get in touch with yourself. This is what I teach in the Heart and Soul membership on how to really get in touch with yourself, acknowledge your intuition, start using it on a daily basis, but really just kind of pay attention to how you feel in that moment. You're probably going to be startled because it's unexpected. But there's a real big difference between being startled and being afraid. So I really want you to pay attention. Am I afraid? Am I fearful? Is my heart racing? Am I scared? Or did that startle me? Because if it startled you, you can kind of be like, okay, it's just a spirit doing their thing. A lot of the time, that's what they're doing. They're living their life doing their own thing. They're not there to haunt you or scare you. They are just saying hello sometimes, just letting you know that they're there. But there's nothing to be afraid of. So you want to check in. Now, if you are afraid and you're scared, that's when you have to put on that superpower cape and tell it no. It is not allowed to be in your home. It's not allowed to scare you, not allowed to scare anyone in your house. You tell it to leave because you're not going to be telling your loved ones to leave. Your loved ones will startle you, but they will never, never scare you. Your spirit guides might startle you, but they will never, ever scare you. So you never have to be afraid of telling something to get out if you are afraid because you don't know them, you don't want them. Get out of my house. Now, here's the thing that movies really make you feel safe, right? You sage your house, you do a blessing, you tell it to leave, right? But you can't really do that because every single person, every single spirit has the free will to choose what they're going to do and where they're going to go. So here's the trick. You can tell them, because this is your world, they cannot interact with you. They cannot to touch you, make you feel uncomfortable. You will never know they're there. Set those rules. Those rules they have to listen to because this is your world, but that's theirs. There's a fine line between that. So they can remain, but you will never know they're there because you cannot force them out. You cannot get a priest to come and force out a ghost or spirit because they have the free will to choose. If you invited them in, it's a whole lot harder to get them out. So that's why I always say, don't contact people you don't know. Don't be reaching out to everyone. A lot of the times in these shows are like, is anybody there? One of the worst things you can do is say, is anyone there? How about who is there? Is a much better thing because when you say, is anyone there? You're literally inviting anyone into your house. And it kind of sends out like a beacon. This person's trying to contact, they will contact anyone, go to their house. It's really hard to get to kind of block that out afterwards. So that's why we do the white light prayer, and that's why we contact people we know. So if you are experiencing ghosts, legit ghosts, it's not a loved one, it isn't anybody you know, you bought a house and like some weird shit is happening. And you're like, this is scary. Maybe your kid's talking to someone and you're like, I don't know what's happening. Toys have moved. There's just stuff happening, right? Start. Am I scared? Am I startled? Find out the difference because you want to know if it's a white light energy or a dark light energy. And then once you know that, you can move forward. If you enjoy it, just say, oh, thank you for stopping by. I see you. Set rules for your house. This is your house and you get to set any rules you want. I always set the rule, no one is allowed in my bedroom. I believe everyone deserves a peaceful night's sleep. I see spirits all day long ever since I was like 2 that I can remember. They are not allowed in my bedroom. My loved ones, there's like 3 spirits that are allowed in my bedroom. That's it. Because I deserve sleep. I need rest. So make a rule. No one's allowed in my bedroom. No one's allowed in my children's bedroom. Rule number 1, everyone gets rest. And then you get to decide whether or not they're allowed to interact with you or not. If they're not, you tell them they're not allowed to. Now, every once in a while, especially if you're talking about it and telling other people about your experiences, when you do that, you're saying, oh, I want it back, right? So you have to kind of be careful with that. Every once in a while, they might push it and say every few months or whatever, let's see if we're allowed now. And then you just set the rules again. It's really that easy. But in 95% of the situations, you don't have to be afraid. A lot of the times the spirits are living their own life, right? They might have lived in your home for 50 years or lived in your neighborhood and they liked your home and decided to live there. It's their choice. They can do that. They're never stuck. And that, which is a total another false thing that you see where they're stuck and they need help to cross over. No, they don't. That door to cross over to the white light is always there. They're choosing to stay. It's a choice that they make, just like we choose to live a life. It's a choice that they make to stay where they are. If they cross over, they can come and go. And you might notice sometimes there's activity in your home and then there's nothing for like 6 months. It's because they're off doing their own thing on the other side. They're not stuck. Nobody's stuck. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to feel bad like, oh, I have to help them cross over. No, you don't. They cross over just fine. Sometimes your loved pets will come, or it could be a cat that used to live there. And so you might see the movement or feel an animal, hear them, all that kind of stuff. Nothing to be afraid of. It's just a pet. I don't know about you, but I love my pet. Very, very friendly. Not going to hurt me, not going to hurt anybody else. So you don't have to worry about those either. But I really want to just kind of shake that fear off, right? So what if you saw someone walk down the hall? If there's nobody there, you have nothing to be afraid of. Absolutely nothing to be afraid of. They are just doing their own thing, vibrating at a different frequency. And every once in a while, you get blessed to see that. And I want you to kind of sit back and be like, this is truly a blessing. Like I just saw the other side. I just saw spirit, whether you know them or not. It's an amazing blessing. Not everybody gets to have that experience on a regular basis. So as long as you're keeping it safe, making up your rules, then enjoy the experience. Put out your phone, try to take pictures, try to record. Make sure you're safe, make sure you're asking who it is. And I always say, just really try to contact your loved ones. It's the safest place for thing for you to do. Contact your loved ones, forget everybody else. They're not that important to you. But if you have ghosts in your home, don't freak out. It's fine. It's fine. So what if a door opens or you hear knocking? You can set the rules. Hey, when I'm sleeping, no noise. They have to follow because this is your world. Your world. Kind of remember that. This is yours. That's theirs. They have to follow. You can't make them leave. Don't be afraid. Check in with yourself. Am I afraid? Am I startled? Do I feel safe? If you have any questions about this, please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to answer them. But just kind of remember that you're okay and there's nothing to be afraid of. Do not taunt them. They're just people, right? You wouldn't want somebody doing that to you. Don't do it to them. And if you need help with connecting with your soul, your source, your guides, your loved ones, book a reading. Let's chat. I would love to help you.